I'm here. I'm here at the zoo. Man, oh man, I couldn't be more happy. Guess what? I was walking out of the bathroom earlier and boom, a peacock just walks right in front of me. Then guess what? I got to pet a koala bear. It was just sitting on the back of some park bench. It did turn out that it wasn't a koala bear at all. It was just me patting an old man's head, which I apologize like 1,000 times. But still, what an adventure! Anywho, I'm here at the bear exhibit. That's right, I've been learning about all the types of bears. Grizzly bears, polar bears, black bears, panda bears, gummy bears. Bears to me are just so fascinating. I mean, did you know that bears are better swimmers than you and me? I know, crazy, right? They could swim up to 30 miles without stopping. Next time, instead of going on a cruise, I'm just gonna rent a bear. Do you know that bears can see color? Most mammals can't. Oh, and here's another fact. Apparently bears like to live alone. Well, that's not a fun fact. That's not a fun fact at all. In fact, that's an unfun fact. It's a sad fact.
Whoa. What's wrong? Why are you crying?
They don't.
Okay, can you tell me one more time without crying so much?
Okay, I'll try, even though it's pretty much impossible. Okay, I'm here at the bear exhibit in the zoo, right?
Okay,
Well, they're pretty cool, and I'm learning a lot, and I'm having a good old time, and then I read that bears that they...
What?
They like to live alone. Oh, gosh. They don't deserve that.
Okay, so why is that making you upset?
Why do you think? Sorry, it's just so sad. Because they're just so cool and beautiful, and well, I'm me, and what if I just end up living alone one day? It's just so upsetting.
Carl, that's never gonna happen.
How do you know?
Because we're never alone. Even if we don't have another human being around us, we're still not alone.
How does that even make sense?
Well, do you remember the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego?
I mean, I heard their names last week, but besides that, I have no idea.
Well, the three men were in Babylon, and King Nebuchadnezzar had this giant statue built.
Hold up. Why would he do that?
He built it so people could bow down and worship it.
Well, didn't King Nebuchadnezzar know that our God is the only God that you can worship?
Apparently not, because one day they told all the people that when the music starts, everyone was to bow down and worship the statue.
Well, did they?
They did. Everyone in the kingdom did what they were told to do, except for Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Hey, I knew I liked those guys.
But when certain officials saw this, they got angry. They ran to the king and told the king that they refused to bow, and that made Nebuchadnezzar furious. He threatened the three men, and he said this: "If you are ready to fall down and worship the image I made, very good. But if you do not worship it, you will be thrown immediately into a blazing furnace."
Psh, that's nothing.
Excuse me?
A fur nest? Why would they be afraid to be thrown in a fur nest? Just a nest made out of fur? That sounds delightful.
No, a furnace. It's a place where they would keep fire to burn things.
Oh no. What'd they do?
They refused to listen to the king, and they said this: "King Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves before you in this matter. If we are thrown out into the blazing furnace, the God we serve is able to deliver us from it, and he will deliver us from your majesty's hand. But even if he does not, we want you to know, your majesty, that we will not serve your gods or worship the image of gold you have set up."
Wow. I'm not sure how I feel about this. On one hand, I love their faith. On the other, I don't want to see these guys getting burned alive.
I know, but the king showed no mercy. He told them to make the furnace 7 times hotter than usual. And when the guards took the men and opened the door to put them in the furnace, it was so hot that they burnt up.
The guards burn up?
They sure did, and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were thrown into the fire.
Oh no.
Well, just wait, Carl. The officials peeked into the furnace and they saw something strange.
My cousin Stump was there?
No, the king and the officials saw that the 3 men were not being burnt up. In fact, they were walking around in the furnace, just walking around like nothing's happening. But then the king saw something even more shocking.
More shocking than 3 men walking around in the fire?
Yeah, they saw a 4th person in the fire.
Well, there's only 3 thrown in the fire. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. That's it.
Exactly. That's why it's so shocking. And the thing is, this wasn't just any person. They said it looked like the Son of God.
Hold up. The Son of God? You mean to tell me that these people saw Jesus?
It could have been, or an angel. All we know for sure is that it was definitely somebody sent by God. Anyway, the fourth person showing up like that probably helped Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego know that they weren't alone. God was with them.
So the four of them hung out in the furnace without getting burnt? The end?
Of course not. So when the king and the officials saw inside the furnace, they couldn't believe it. They opened up the furnace and they let the three men out, and not one hair on their heads were burnt. They were completely fine. And then King Nebuchadnezzar did a complete 180.
Like a flip?
No, he changed his mind. He made it a rule in his kingdom that everyone would have to worship the one and only true God. He knew that only God could save people like that. And that same God is with all of us too. And that's why I want to encourage you to not be sad about the possibility of living alone. Because one, it'll never happen. Because no matter how alone we feel, we can always trust that God is with us.
Always? Really? That seems, I don't know, impossible.
It is impossible for everyone but God. God promises to never leave us, and God will be with us even in the toughest and scariest times. I mean, if God was with these guys in a fiery furnace, God can be with us anywhere.
Wow, I guess you're right. I don't even know why I doubted that. I mean, even Jesus tells us that he's going to be with us to the very end of the age.
Exactly. Now, Carl, go and have some fun at the zoo.
You got it. I'm going to go make silly faces at the monkey now, so see ya!
Hey everybody, it's awesome seeing y'all. Now wasn't that story the coolest thing ever? I mean, how great is it that God protected Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Incredible! Anywho, that brings us to our big idea today, which is, I'm not alone. God is with me. So let's roar it out like a lion on the count of 3, okay? 1, 2, 3. I'm not alone! God is with me! Great job, kids! I really think... Oh wow, did you hear that? I think that was an elephant. Well, I think you guys are gonna have to come back next week and see what Carl's up to. Alright? I'll see you kids next time on Grow TV.